In 1956, a 13-year-old Izzy John won his first cheese, but his mum wasn't happy.
I think he broke his ankle. Then he ran the next year, but his mum was going back to Wales. So she took he used to call him Daps. So she took his Daps away with him. And he borrowed 2 left feet. That's all he could borrow. And he went up the hill when she was in Wales. And yeah, I think he won 2 or 3 cheeses that year.
Danny thinks that this is his dad running the race in 1962. He became the first champion to get double-figure wins, lifting the cheese 14 times in total.
He just loved the craziness of it. And he always said you either got to be from Brockworth or just have something loose in your head somewhere to actually do it, because people don't realise actually how steep it is.
But despite being a champion, Izzy hated cheese.
He would always give 1 to the local old age pensioners home. If he won 2, he'd do that to the old people's home, and then he'd raffle the other one off in one of the local pubs and keep the money himself.
In 1999, Steve Brain races down the hill to another win. He racked up 18 cheeses in his time.
Got to give the hill a lot of respect, but not too much. You don't want it to scare you, know. So just go for it, isn't it?
He was an uncompromising, fearless individual. I suppose running down that hill there would be great evidence of that, really.
Steve was a fierce rugby player. The cheese rolling was just the sort of challenge he loved.
Rugby was quite easy for him, and the physical challenges of that compared with this. But yeah, he was a rough and tumble character, and I think the hill gave him that challenge that he needed, that he didn't get in everyday life maybe.
Did you ever worry about him when he did it?
Yeah, because I was worried he wouldn't be available for the next rugby game we had if he injured himself, really. But when he finally gave up, he'd suffered quite a bad injury, and when he tells you what happened, he was running down, he was leading, and somebody went past him who had flipped over and knocked out, and he looked at them to see what had happened, and with it, he used to wear rugby boots with studs in because it gave him good grip. His foot stayed in the ground, and he basically broke his ankle, and he had a bad compound fracture in his ankle, and he never did it again after that. So his career was, cut short by the hill as well, really.
Steve died shortly before his 50th birthday. His ashes were spread at the top of Cooper's Hill, and at the bottom there's now a memorial bench looking out at a place that meant so much to him.
Lots of people, both in Brockworth and Gloucester as a wider area, will know his name and know that he used to run down here and somersault down here and has won it several times. For other people who are newcomers, just to see his name on a bench and have a rest here before they climb at the top, I think it means the world to the friends and family.
Steve's attitude to the race is wonderfully clear in this clip. As others trip and tumble, Steve just casually walks away after another win.
Lots of people sort of crash and burn, really. As soon as they lose their footing, that's it. All they're worried about is, how do I stop myself? Whereas Steve was more concerned about, winning the cheese and getting to the bottom. So yeah, he was quite good on his feet. Yeah, he was quite agile.
The first 2 cheese rolls this year will be in memory of Izzy and Steve, a tribute to their success as others follow in their footsteps and brave the craziness of this centuries-old tradition.